take a shot at the shorts here. Pretty simple one for me. Pretty good, pretty high. Dude, I speak English. I speak English and a little bit of Vietnamese. I don't read it. I'm not good at reading because I was born here in Canada. How's it going, Fahar? Yeah, you know what? There's an entry right here. This is going for a market sweep. Yeah. think I'm done. Might call it a day. swing out this area. Go along here somewhere. going up here. So how's it going? Yeah. No, I have some people that come in and go. Some people are just more busy, right? Can't always be looking at my charts. How are you? That's good to hear. Yeah, I'm just chilling today, man. I'm just trying to pass my combine. I don't know if it's gonna be today. Could be today, honestly. I'm getting pretty close. So, but fingers crossed, man. Thank you for watching the videos, man. Appreciate the subscribe. I trade NASDAQ, but overall my favorite instruments would be silver, NASDAQ, and sometimes ES. But I can also trade stocks. I like trading stocks as well. I like long-terming stocks and more like investing in stocks. So I go through Finance Viz and then I look for the information and everything. How's it going, Sarab? How are you, bro? What about you, Trader Boy? Which ones do you trade? NQ, BTC, XU, and ES. Yeah, those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. Okay. Okay, I think this one's a swing. I like the close enough. Let's try it. This looks like a swing for it. So you can get a re-entry here. Let's try one more time. No? Okay. Fuck, I got stopped out. I don't know. My stop loss was too tight there, dude. It literally one wicked me. Yeah. I'm gonna lock it out anyway, so pretty good day. I am 13 trades in, and I need roughly about 1.3 more K to pass the account. So I had some rough days and I had some good days, but today probably a better day. This one's gonna get hit pretty much standard. It's a standard trade. Nice consolidation, higher highs within the trend. If we sweep out all the buyers and then a higher low here, so what do you think is going to happen? We're going to probably take another higher high, and then from here, considerations, it could be sold to demand, maybe. But yeah. I took a scalp on the first trade, and then second one I wanted to take another trade, but my stop loss was too a little bit too tight, so I kind of messed up on that one. It was way too tight. I re-entered on the second trade, and the reason why is because we get strong momentum buyers here, and we have a higher low. Price has to basically create another higher high because the external range has already been broken within the range. So either they're going to take out a couple key levels here on this trade, this level and then this one, but the most likelihood is the VWAP here because the ATR is a little bit higher. Yeah, and then this is the breakout. So yeah, that was the second unlucky trade. That second trade was unlucky. I think I put my stop loss a little bit too tight. I took a small loss on that one. It was like $120 or something like that. Okay, put it right here because I didn't think it would close within, but it did. And then now we're about 34 points above 61.50. Yeah. This high is going to get taken out though. How long have you been trading for, Trader Boy? Discipline's a hard one, man. Yeah. I think I struggle with discipline, but you know, at the end of the day, I just do whatever's comfortable for me. I think the biggest discipline is actually just locking out, walking away when you're done. You can easily turn a good day into a bad day, bro. Honestly. Your risk management, yeah. Risk management's a big one, man. Even buying prop accounts in sequences of five is improper risk management as well. Oh yeah, that target's gonna get hit, so that's pretty standard. At least the VWAP here. The swing high, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I go for safe levels basically. And those safe levels are gonna be typically VWAP for my trades. Yeah. Yeah. This one's probably gonna hit. It will tap maybe. I'm not entirely sure because there's also resistance here, but I usually come live at 9:30. 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's UTC 5, I think. -5. Oh yeah, the system's pretty good. Um, nice, nice that you took the same trade. It was an obvious longs. But I base it all off of ATR, so GMT London. What is that? like 5 p.m. No, not even 4 p.m. No, I'm tripping. It's like 2 p.m. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Yeah, yeah. 15:30, 3:30 p.m. Yeah, 10:30 a.m. did for me. I have a routine too. So if you want to be disciplined, man, I think having a routine is really important. You need to have a routine. The exact same time frame that you trade every day. Dude, I trade only from 9:30 until at most 11 o'clock most of the time. And then that's what's been giving me most of the payouts. Yeah. Yeah, it's not about just building it, it's doing it. You gotta do it. For me, I work out every day, every other day. So every second day, or yeah, every second day I go to the gym and I give a good workout. Like I always spend at least like an hour and a half maybe at the gym. And it doesn't matter about the time because I don't really have that big of a schedule, but as long as I go to the gym every other day, that's part of it. Um, Waking up and setting yourself up, creating all the levels that you need to make at 9 o'clock. I usually wake up at 9 o'clock, and then that's when I create. I actually wake up at 8 o'clock, sometimes nine, and then I set everything up in advance. And then basically I start off with my coffee or my meal. I usually eat something. I usually do something in the morning to get myself active. I'm still waking up. Maybe I take my vitamins. And then I tell myself, um, am I going to be looking for longs based on how the trend looks? Or am I going to be looking short? But yeah, I sometimes take scalp trades based on the range. And VWAP makes it very easy for me to determine whether the market's going to pull back or not. Because when I look at the upper range, you know, magnet is VWAP, range right now is above the range. Sometimes we'll have days where we keep going higher and stay above it, but it's all based on momentum, right? So my ATR for this day is under 30, which typically tells me that we can't really move that strong in the direction that we're intending to. So it's probably going to be a reversal range day that goes within VWAP boundaries, right? But then when the ATR is sitting at 70, 80, 90, and that is the range for the day, then you're looking at typically more of momentum based trading, right? But yeah, momentum based trading generally doesn't get a lot of fake outs. So higher ATR indicates less fake outs, more opportunities to hold on to your trades. As for lower ATR is more scalpy markets, so you want to be able to get in and get out of the trade before um, any kind of move takes you out. So taking profit is really important on lower ATR days. That's good, man. Every second day in the evening, but I trade every day. Yeah, I trade every day too. That's good, man. Another one is for discipline is having to lock out when you're on a loser. Like for example, I could have blown up this account any day, right? I've been trading this for a month now, almost a month. I really want to pass it. I am close. I'm not gonna force it though. I'm gonna take my time and get there. Um, and you know what? Trading 150K accounts really helps me with my mindset. So trading a larger account, 4,500 drawdown, really does take the edge off when you're trading because um, the markets, especially Nasdaq, requires a lot of drawdown. You can take like an $800 loss, and that's typically how you should put it because the ATR is at least 2R, right? So how I measure it is really simple. I'll have a 26 ATR, and then basically I just multiply it by 2. So my stop loss has to be around 50 points or more. If it's under 26, my likelihood of getting that stopped out is very high, right? So a $500 stop loss isn't a lot, right? you have to measure up for at least $1,000 in your stop loss. So that's how ATR works. If your fucking momentum is sitting at 90, 80 or 90 for ATR, you're looking at 2R the risk. So at least 180 points off of it. You have to be like really considerate with ATR. So that's part of my strategy, right? Including the left shoulder. And I was trading the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, and it was working very well. But then I found myself getting more stopped out frequently because I didn't understand the averaging of the price. And averaging the price really makes a big impact on how you're going to get into your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder of a trade. So I included this. This is a new one for me. Adding ATR plus VWAP really helped me determine reversing range markets and also give me more of an edge on where my stop loss should be. That's how I coordinate those two. But yeah, what's your routine usually look like, bro? Other than the gym? Well, one big indicator here, dude, is that if we had a breakout here and we had a large volume of sellers down here, we're gonna have to meet demand. This demand's gonna get taken out. So I wouldn't even be looking at shorts at this price. If it goes under VWAP again, maybe we swing actually under to hit demand here. So it's gonna be a since it's a lower ATR, we have 26 points. Market can also swing in momentum-based trading too. So it's possible that this 8:30 candle news candle gets taken out. Yeah, I'm just not like really. If longs were supposed to happen here, it would have continued through here. So the fact that short sellers and a large volume-based seller came through here, I think sellers are strong enough to keep on going. Honestly, take out these two lows. But I'm done trading, so. If I took a long position, I took a long position here because I know that a higher low is supposed to form, so $400 stop loss would have been my max on it, and I wouldn't have taken more than that. And maybe VWAP, but VWAP's like, if it's coming back to VWAP, it's going to hit VWAP, so like what's the point of putting your stop loss on VWAP, you know what I mean? So I just put it at the low of the green candle, and then I'll let it, have my risk rewards 1 to 3. It's definitely a ranging market, so I don't play in days like this as much. But you know what really clicked for me, dude? When I started trading was is one concept, right? Minding my own business. Yep. Mind the business that minds you, Because truthfully, in trading, it's a very lonely career, and sometimes you have to just eliminate the distractions in your life to achieve it. There's a lot of things that, distract me, and I'm a very distracted trader. YouTube, not so much. I've gotten used to it, man. I've gotten used to it a little bit. I think I'm confident enough now and I'm much more consistent because I don't really look at YouTube like that, Before I used to, but now it's like, okay, I'm just gonna stream it and see if it goes anywhere. And if it does, that's great. But I definitely prefer, yeah, it's definitely arranging. Holy crap. Yeah, see, that would have been my left shoulder. I wouldn't have let it go above that, to be fair. So the fact that we are now recovering based on that, this was a new left shoulder formed here. And this was the left shoulder. This is the head, this is the right shoulder. And then this is going to take out the liquidity up here. But, yeah, unless this is the right shoulder here too. This could be the right shoulder, this could be the head. We did create another lower low. And we swing and we take another low. But yeah. When I found some peace, bro, in trading, and it's peace, right? You know, just being happy with what you're getting and be happy with what you know about the markets and just trusting that and not really listening to too many people unless they're like they have a very like consistent routine and edge, and that's a different story, right? But yeah, it took me a while, man. Don't get me wrong, like I'm I'm like probably about 7 years to 8 years in trading, and I've only started becoming consistent roughly this year and sort of last year. So this is actually like a first for me of becoming consistent. And the first few years I ever first started trading was all errors I made, was spending too much money, um, spending way too much money trying to learn. And if you're in that learning phase, bro, yeah, dude, it's a really big thing. You have to know when you're ready, bro. When your learning phase is over and you're doing this consistently and you're actually managing at least 3 weeks of consistency, right? Managing at least 3 weeks of consistency to 4 weeks. Um, just doing that, even 3 weeks, is bare minimum to consistency, by the way. So even if you manage 3 weeks of wins, you can 100% lose most of the money that you've earned. You gotta manage at least 4 to 6 weeks of consistent wins, and that way you know you're in a better headspace for it, right? I can manage up to 6 weeks. Before I can only, and then sometimes I'll get 3 weeks and I'll get payouts, and then 4 weeks I'll get payouts. I'll have consistent wins. Um, but yeah, I realized that I only started being able to hit 3 weeks to 4 weeks consistently. It was after I hit 6 weeks of wins. Only 6 weeks, and that was with Top Stuff. I took about like 4 payouts or something like that. 4 payouts, yeah, on the same account, and I only use one account, so. But I will eventually expand and look to buy roughly 5 accounts, most likely the 50Ks, because it just, it's the drawdown's only 2 grand. I get that, but like a target of 9K is hard to hit, man. 9K is very hard to hit, right? Try it yourself, bro. If you get 150K, try to like push yourself to the patience where you can get 9K with one mini. Just push yourself. Because if you can hit 9K with one mini on your 150K combine, you can 100% take payouts consistently. You can. And it's not just a fluke either, right? This is my second 150K combine that I'll pass. The other one was a pass using one mini. And this one's also going to be another pass with one mini, maybe. Just maybe, I'm not sure. But as long as I follow the routine, I'll get there. 6 days, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. It took me about 14 days. The other one only took me about 5 days. So some days you'll have very good momentum, very good trades. This one will take 14 days, I guess. It is what it is. So What kind of strategies do you trade, bro? Um, I've honestly like that video that I. It's okay. So my strategy is so it like some people like for example like ICT strategies, right? ICT strategies is fundamentally here, and also left shoulder head and then right shoulder strategies is also here. I use a combination EMA cross VWAP breakout pullback. Okay, so breakout pullbacks are dangerous. Um, Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. My strategy is a combination of ATR, VWAP bands, and if I want, and this is for reversal markets. So I have two types of strategies. Okay, I have one where I can take shorts, and that I will only take shorts in a low ATR market. I will not take shorts in a high ATR market. If it's 80 ATR or above, taking shorts, you're gonna get whipped out by any kind of covers and buying. You're gonna get wicked out 100%, and that's why you need a low ATR market to take shorts. So this in this instance, this market right here is perfect for shorts. ATR under 30 has to be under 30. If it's around 40, it's okay too, but it's gonna be a lot more dangerous. So you want to switch to micros when it's a little bit higher, right? So higher ATR in short markets, lower size, and that's my consistent routine. In VWAP ranging markets, I will take shorts with low ATR. Now, and also longs as well. I'll also take longs on some dip buys within lower ATR markets. But I find that my my win rate for having to take longs is a lot lower in lower ATR markets. Um, the second one is my left shoulder, head, and right shoulder strategy, which is very consistent across. If it's around 70 ATR, 60 ATR, whatever, um, honestly, I wait for the consolidation like this. Always wait for consolidation, right? You'll see a sweep, and then right when it turns green, you jump in long. And the same idea applies here, left shoulder, right here, right here. And then basically during higher ATR markets, it's very unlikely you'll get faked out and you'll make a really large reward. Usually it's about, if it's sitting at 60, 70, 80 ATR, you're going to be looking at least 100 to 150 points, maybe 200 points. So me taking a long position into a reversal, especially on a left shoulder head and a right shoulder, it makes sense to me because momentum's on my side. So if buyers come through here, momentum's going to spike enough for you to make a large amount of money in the trade. It has to be high enough. If the ATR is too low, you're looking at profits around 30 to 50 points in a swing, right? So that's how you look at it, right? You need ATR in it because otherwise ATR, well, for me, I need ATR. Other people don't need it. They're very um, statistic based, and you have to also find a statistic based strategy, right? So I know this one is roughly a 60% win rate for me if I take a left shoulder, right shoulder type of trade. But if I take it in higher ATR environments, I have, a 40% chance of losing, but my chance of making money is 60%, and it's really high. I'm going to make a higher risk to reward. Yeah, ATR, look at it right now. If you look at it, my explanations on I have a very simple explanation for it on how ATR works, right? My ATR's explanation is simple here. So if you look at it, 30 to 40 points, right? ATR, you see that? So I have a 30 to 40 point ATR, and that is the typical range. So it takes less time to make money, 30 minutes, to make about 250 to 450 points in a range, right? And that was in about 30 minutes. And now when your ATR drops significantly, right, under 20, 10, 20, between there, 10 and 20 and 10, look how long it took you to make the same amount. This is about 500, this is about 450 points, maybe 500 points right here. From this high 575 to 275. So about 300 points, 300 points in 3 hours, right? This one was about 300 points in 30 minutes. So ATR really impacts the difference on how your range is going to look. The lower the ATR, however, gives you a more broad idea of a continuation as well. So when you see low ATR like this, like super low within the 20s and under, that is telling you a bigger picture. It's going to take a lot longer for you to reach your target, but VWAP bands will play out perfectly. They will reverse within the range. Now, when your ATR is very high, right? Your ATR is very high. VWAP bands will also play, but it will be very fast, and you have to be careful because you can get caught up in traps. So low ATR gives you more continuation patterns. Higher ATR gives you more continuation patterns as well as reversals toward VWAP, but it'll be a lot faster. You'll get there a lot quicker. So you have to learn how to take profit quicker, because if you get caught up, you'll get caught up really hard. You'll get caught up really quickly. So I use this as a target, right? VWAP's a very good target. Low ATR is always, I noticed that most of the time is continuation patterns. So if you see low ATR, it's going to be continuation pattern. Same idea over here. Low ATR, right? Takes longer to get to the objective, but the continuation pattern was significant. And then there was also another example here. High ATR, right? Very high ATR. Increasing ATR. So ATR got around 30 to 40. And by the morning, we're back at VWAP. And then you see how it's decreasing gradually. As the price of the ATR decreases, it'll take longer. Time is greater with lower ATR to get to a certain objective, to get to a certain target price, right? So this one was about 30 minutes to reach about from 280s to 600 and 600s. So 250 to 600s. That's about like 300, 450 points, right? Am I tripping? 600, 250. Bro, I can't even do basic math. 350, yeah. So 350 points. And then from here, this to here, you can see how there's a lot more wicks, and it's very continuation based because the ATR is decreasing. So ATR decreasing can also be an indicator of continuation. However, it'll take longer to get to your price, and it's going to show you a lot more wicks in between the trend. As for this one, it's more momentum, so the wicks were less and more broad buying range, much larger volume based buying, right? So that's how I do it. But yeah, here, I'll give you an invite right now. Yeah, it's my Discord. But I explain most of my trades here. And I'm getting better every day, so yeah, feel free to join, bro. Yeah, I keep it pretty excluded usually because I don't want too many bots. I've had bots. I've had a lot of. I had a freaking arsenal of bots in my YouTube before, so people have to sign up to get in. No, I don't want people to just come in here and make a mess. There was like a bot that was basically like someone pretending, and then they like added my friends, and then they were trying to like scam them. The person was trying to scam me. I was like, what the fuck? Crazy people, bro. Yeah. Dog, like they were like making the same name of the account and everything, and then they like added me, and I was like, oh, interesting. I added the friend, and I was like, wait a minute, this person has a different user, but the same picture and everything, and they were trying to like sell me stuff, and I was like, bro, I don't care. Yeah, it's a waste of time. Yeah, it's a waste. Yeah, this is taking out that low I said, right? Just another higher low or lower high, clear lower high, sheer resistance. I'm looking for definitely a breakout coming here somewhere, so I might just take shorts for this one. I don't think it'll like if I were to take a practice trade here, it would probably pay, and I would run it for the next VWAP here. Tight stop loss, right? But that's a practice account. Player one ready. Yeah. See, that shorts is going to play out, by the way. This is going to play out. We swing to the next level here. We broke below it. You see that? We close underneath the VWAP. I don't know. Either we close under and stay under the VWAP and we just swing for the next one here. But the likelihood of it continuing is really high because it's starting to descend gradually. So this is an example right here. This is a really good example, right? We had consolidation in a sideways market for a very long time, right? We have low volume, so that means that the volume is getting less and less for the buyers. And the follow through, as long as this is going lower, it'll take some time to get there, but it will reach the target intended. So this is a very good like a very good opportunity from risk to reward standpoint, you know? A very good opportunity. If I was using like 4 micros, it'd be a different story. I wouldn't be at 3.88K here. But to make, 1 to 2, this is a very good chance trade. Like, if I had a funded account, I probably would have taken this trade. But it's the morning too, so 10:56, I would have been done as well. I would have just called it. But yeah, I leave that and see how that goes. If it hits the risk, then it's just how it is, right? Um, but the probability seems a lot higher now as it's breaking under again. ATR is about what? You're risking 22.68 points. So from the entry, 22.68, we are looking at about almost 5R, 5 to risk to reward. Which is quite a bit. So you can even reduce it and say 4R. So you would risk maybe 23.25, 21.15, so 42 points, right? Max risk. And then your minimum reward would be 1 to 2. 42 for 84 points. Yeah, somewhere there. Maybe like that. That's what I would look at. Not all the trades will work out, but as long as you keep your size consistent, man, usually it will. Yeah, do you play any other games, by the way? Do you play games? Or you don't play any games? Every trader is a gamer, man. What's this? Yeah. Usual stuff, Call of Duty, Last of Us. Hell yeah, bro. I play a lot of Counter-Strike. But I've been getting bored, man. I'm getting real bored of Counter-Strike, dude. I'm trying to find other games to play. There's just nothing good anymore, man. Recently, I was playing Absolem. Absolem. Have you ever heard of that? It's kind of like the 2D game called Hades. Yeah. It's good to refresh your mind, but low key you can get so addicted. So addicted, bro. So addicted. Absolem. Absolem. It's a 2D game, bro, but my sister's husband shares a Steam account with me, and I thought it was wonderful, dude. Like I was playing it, but it was really hard, dude. It's like one of those you never called heard of the game called Cuphead? Cuphead? It's like that. Cuphead? Yeah, yeah. It's similar to Absolem. Absolem. Very similar gameplay. Similar to Cuphead, but yeah. CS2, bro. That's what I do. Counter-Strike 2. And I'm decent at it too. I started recently streaming that as well. Yeah. You played? I'm really good at CS2. I'm getting better, actually. I'm not really good, I'm getting better. You can see how this is, right, dude? It's getting slower. Like, the ATR is decreasing. If it spikes, though, in ATR, that could indicate a reversal with the buying trend here. It could be an indication of reversal. But look, it dropped. So, buyers are weak right now, potentially. So, I would expect a big swing here somewhere. Just expecting it. Maybe an inside range day too, because there's a lot of wicks. But if you saw a 15-minute candle closing red like that, you'd probably want to go against it, right? Because it looks like they want to sweep every single buyer now. So, and over here on the 15-minute, you can clearly see there's Williams fractals. William fractals, another one. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one, dude. A good one is William fractals. Another statistical based trading. William fractals usually indicates every 5-minute candles, every 1-minute candles that closes green is a typical indicator for a support, a demand. And right now there's a massive demand at this price, right? But the question is, if it breaks through this demand, then it becomes more of a resistance, and that indicates that there are a lot of buyers in this range. There's also a lot of sellers here. So you can see that there are a lot of sellers in this range. And I do William fractals on a 5 period. And that way it helps me understand where the buyers are hidden, where the buyers are sitting. So every close, you can tell that there's also William fractals here. There's a William fractals. There's a little bit of a demand right here too. Right? There's a demand in this pool, in this little range here. Right? And then there is a resistance sitting right here. So it's a supply and demand concept. So I use that to my advantage on top of VWAP strategies. But it's very like, I don't use it like all the time, but I do use it. I do use it. I do take a look, and sometimes I'm in a long trade right here, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know what? I saw this William Fractals piece. I think like, my trade might work out because, I'm in a trade where it's where the demand is. So, but this one won't work this time around because we are kind of gravitating with lower ATR, so there's not as much momentum, right? This is coming pretty soon here. Lower ATR indicates that there's not going to be a big swing in between it. Yeah. William Fractals is just it's just a hindsight, I don't really trade it. It's hindsight. So a lot of the times you won't get this marker until 5 minutes of candles close. One like five in total. So it's not like you'll know that this is a demand or not. But yeah, it's in hindsight. Yeah, Nasdaq is good. So I mean, it's not financial advice, but it's I've studied a lot of different trading patterns. I've studied ICT, so I know it in and out. Um, that really helped me find to understand the depth of liquidity. Like I've already known a lot about liquidity, but when I really put it into perspective, ICT helped me with understanding liquidity because it was very generic, right? And then left shoulder, head, right shoulder was something that helped me with understanding how to hold on to trades based on momentum and finding the right entry. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder really helped me with understanding where my entry is at. And then the VWAP reversal strategy is for, um, with the William fractals, is for reversals. So if it's an inside trading day, I will use a lower ATR based VWAP trading pattern. And that's going to help me with that specifically. But I use these three. I coordinate three different strategies that are consistent. ICT is not really a strategy, it's just based on price action. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder has a statistic, um, a pretty good statistic for winning, especially if you're on the long side. And then the VWAP reversal band strategy is very good for short trend reversals and um, long term trend reversals too. And also, finding your patience. With the VWAP band strategy, I always find that I'm much more patient too, because it's like I look at it. This VWAP band is so large, right? It's very wide, but the magnet is there. There is a magnet on these levels in some manner. So you always have to wait, right? You always have to wait for it to test and then see how it reacts off the test. Oh god, dude, I hope I didn't give you too much information. Yeah, dude. I'm very analytical. Like analytical. Um, I used to study my strategies and I used to look over like 365 days, like the whole year. I would look over the whole year, day by day, if my strategy works, right? You need to put time into it like that. If you want to be a good trader and you want to be disciplined, you need to know your stats. And a lot of people avoid it. They don't study their stats, and that's a big one. My friend became better because he started studying stats. I gave him that resolution, right? I told him it's like, when you're trading and you're trading a strategy and everything, there's a statistic for everything that you have to do, right? It doesn't just happen automatically, right? Just because you jumped into a trade, and he used to do that. I like when I first met him, he used to just trade and didn't really have a strategy with percentages. And then I started sharing with him about all the different statistical trades that I've taken and my stats basically for each of these trades that I take, right? And then he started looking into finding statistical trades as well. And then he started doing a lot better here and there. Sometimes he didn't do good, but it's trading's a game, right? See, I wouldn't. For me, I would just exit out of this trade. VWAP's holding, like I don't. It did break below it a couple times. Maybe there's another retest. It could be a retest. But truth be told, I don't want it to be higher than this at this point. Because if it goes higher than that, it means that it could just swing. So. Okay. Back. Yeah, me too, dude. I got some breakfast or like lunch, really. Okay. Yeah. My bad. My God. It's from I'm having cereal and yogurt. I had like one of these like stomach bacterias, and I had to like basically eradicate it. Taking some medication, and it basically it completely like messes up your gut. So you have to eat yogurt to replace the good bacteria again. So my bad. Yo, by the way, Trader Boy, with everything in terms of the strat, don't rely solely on VWAP. It's like you have to understand like the liquidity as well. Like for example, shorts on this day would make sense because we swept this larger time frame. Okay, lower time frame, larger time frame. We took out the stop losses on the larger time frame. Right. So larger time frame, this got was taken, was swept, and that's a really big indicator for me too. So if I know that it's been swept on the larger time frame, the probability of my trade is on my side. If I were to take a short. Larger time frame liquidity is a must. You must know it. I think a lot of my friends don't look at it, but dude, it's like almost mandatory. Like I don't see a reason why you shouldn't do it. Because of what? Yeah, there's it's VWAP Bollingers. VWAP if you look at the indicators, right? VWAP. They have top step VWAP bands, which is also technically what it is too. Yeah, top step VWAP bands. But yeah, dude, larger time frame matters. Okay, it's huge in trading. You cannot avoid it. You need to learn it. It will tell you more than you know. Right? You have to look at larger time frames. And how you read it um, will 100% correlate to your trades working out for you. Yeah. Without it, dude, it's really pointless trading. You're gonna be trading blind most of the time. I did not trade larger time frames ever back then, and I always it always led to me guessing like 95% of my trades. Right now, I don't have to guess because I'm on the right side of the trade when I take it. Yeah, you always need it. If you want to fade the trend, you have to have a liquidity sweep. Yeah. And it has to be fundamental too. It has to be fundamental. Something like that, yeah. If there's a VWAP rejection and it happens on the higher band, fundamentally it has to be like this. You see how we didn't even reach the VWAP band? And this one was an oversold, overbought. When it's above the VWAP band like this, it's technically overbought. So sometimes you can get a lucky scalp in between that or something. But if you don't see it above it, it means it could go higher. Honestly, I've seen instances like this. It can go higher. It doesn't touch. It can go higher. But as long as you fundamentally understand that there was a larger time frame liquidity that got swept on this move, and you see it come back inside the range, even though you know it can go higher, what are the chances that your short sell will work out here? Pretty high, right? So if it closes under, it's an instant short. Honestly, for me, if I saw that close under within the range, I instantly take a short, and I could take this short, and I would go for the next level, which is here or here. All right. I can also just take a scalp and go for this. So it's really up to you. Either one, short it on the close, take a scalp, or two, hold it through and try to make the largest risk to reward out of it. But this is 1-to-1, right? So one, and then if you take a short here, it's another one. So it's like almost 1-to-1, roughly 1-to-1. Yeah. Yeah, so ATR is dropping still, you see that? And it looks like it wants to go under VWAP here again. Right? My risk to reward is about 36 points on this move up, and the ATR was 20, so about 40 points was already pushed into this. The question is, if it was going to do another 20 points, it would have done it already for a higher risk to reward rate, so it's 23 points. Yeah, it's definitely starting to look like it's going to sweep very gradually, but I don't know. If it holds this VWAP, then it's a different story, but I don't want it to be higher than this now, so this is right here already telling me this is my last legs on it. If it goes above that, I get stopped out for 720 to make about 8K, right? If I did that on my personal account, like I would be like $1 million richer this year. Anyways, honestly, Trader Boy, with your meeting that's coming up, I'm basically done trading, dude. I don't usually trade in even till 11:20. Like I'm just staying because you're here, but I'm probably gonna hop off now, bro. I got things to do, such as play video games. But yeah, watch this trade work out for Nasdaq, and then you'll see. It could not, but yeah. I'll see you around, bro. Enjoy your day, dude. Ciao. And thanks for coming.